Hello YouTube. Hello. We're back with another speed lab. This time it was a little bit later than I normally would because I was waiting for the patch that happened like yesterday, 2 days ago. I forgot. But yeah, it happened recently. I was waiting for the patch. So now we're back. The patch happened and we're gonna be doing the speed lab for the bears. I decided it was gonna be the bears before the new patch came out. I was thinking about maybe Anna, but when I actually checked out Anna and saw everything that she did, I do not want to speed lap her. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't. Most likely I'm gonna be waiting for the next month for nerfs because the things I saw, they're not okay. Let me tell you that, they're not okay. But yeah, Anna speed lab most likely be coming way later, in a month from now, maybe. But before then, I'll be doing some other speed labs as well, like Zafina. Most likely it's gonna be the next one, but I'll have to think about it. But yeah, today it's the bears. We're gonna be talking about both Panda and Kuma. So yeah, let's talk about these characters. It's gonna be a season 2 only. I'm not gonna like go over everything about them, but there's gonna be some extras here and there. So yeah, the main move we have to talk about here, the biggest one, is sidestep 1+2. This is the problematic move and the very strong move for Panda and Kuma, because this move, you know, it guarantees this. That's guaranteed on normal hit, 56 damage, and it's also very strong because even on block, it's plus, right? +3. So yeah, you just have to look out for this, and every time you block it, just have to know what to do. And that's what I'm going to be going over mostly. So what are the mind games after it, right? So after this, you will see bear players almost always, like 99% of the time, go into stance. It's -3 without the stance, so they will always go into the stance because it becomes +3 instead. Now the mind games after this. So usually you will see these 3 moves. Usually. These are the most common ones. The other ones also exist and I will talk about them, but let's just talk about the common ones for now. The most common one is gonna be the wall standing one, not wall standing one, but bear stance 1-2. So the bear stance 1-2 here serves as a frame trap and also a tracking move. So you cannot step this. It will hit you. Right? You can't do anything about this when it comes to movement. Of course, you can block it normally if you backdash as well, and it's punishable. It's -13, so do your best 13 frame punish. For gods, down back 1-2. One slight thing here is that bear players can somewhat delay this and make it -12. If you look at the frames here, even though that's not fully charged, right? That's not fully charged. It's not -13, so this will not be a punish. If you want to be like super safe with this punishment, just in case, always do a 12 frame punish, like a 1+2, and that's gonna be your best bet. If you want to be like super safe about it. But usually this doesn't happen, and it happens very rarely. But yeah, 1+2 for guys is a good punish anyway. But yeah, that's about this. So as I said, you cannot sidestep this. It is a frame trap, and the only thing you can do about this specifically, not this. I don't know why I recorded that. The sidestep 1+2 into the 1-2 is power crush through it. So basically you power crush and avoid the pressure entirely, right? And the power crush, in my opinion, is a good option because it also beats the other 2 options as well, the most common options. So when you power crush here, you will beat this, as I said. This one, this check. But the other 2 common options is the down forward to 1, stance down forward to 1. This is a new mid, right? It's -7 now. Instead of, I think it was -2 before, but yeah, that's -7. But the strong part about this mid is that it's a tracking mid, obviously, right? And wall splat. So at the wall, this is gonna be very scary. It's also very good on counter hit. It's still a counter hit launcher, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you have to be very careful about this move, and you have to be very careful about mashing something that's too slow in these situations as well. Excuse me, that was a hiccup. So yeah, be very aware of this. This is the common option, and the other common option is this throw right here. Let me report again. So basically, sidestep 1+2 into this throw, right? So these 3 are the most common options you will see. Mostly. Right? Mostly. The other options I'll talk about later too, as I said. But these are the most common options that all 3 of them can be beaten by you mashing a power crush. Because the mid option, the throw, are too slow. Both of them are too slow. Like, I think you need like a 22 frame power crush Even that will work. But most power crushes are gonna be faster than that, so yeah, power crush will work here, right? And power crush will beat all three of those options. Obviously, if the bear player does nothing, your power crush is gonna get blocked and you'll get punished. That's one way they can deal with it. But power crush is a pretty decent option. The other thing you can also do is a sidestep left into nothing. So sidestep left, block. Sidestep left block is also a great option, but as I mentioned on the first thing that I told you guys about, the bear stance 1-2, this will catch you. You cannot sidestep block this. If you try to sidestep block this right here, it will just hit you. Right? Then just sidestep it. It will hit you most of the time. That's basically a fluke. This sidestep right here. So sometimes you may be able to sidestep it, but most of the time it won't happen. Like, trust me on this, okay? It just won't happen. But sidestep left block is usually good. Maybe you'll get lucky as well, and this will happen. I think that usually happens based on the sidestep direction. If I sidestep the other way, it will get sidestepped, whatever, right? But as I said, this will rarely happen. It will very, very rarely happen. And most of the time, this will track you. But sidestep left still is good, because you might sometimes make this, you know, make this whiff. Okay. Punch parry can work on the second hit, but usually it's not worth it. Because it's punishable anyway. The only time this will be okay to do is if you want to avoid the charge up. That's good. If you want to avoid the charge up while they're not in heat, then it's fine. But if they're in heat, then it's not that good of an idea. I'll talk about the heat stuff later, but basically the heat version charges out fast and it will hit you. It will counter hit you and it will launch you. So yeah, this is going to be a bad habit for you to get used to in general, the parry. It's better outside of heat to wait for this then punish, or wait for the charge up and you know, do a charge up tech. I'm gonna talk about the charge up later as well and how to actually deal with it. Okay, so that's about that. Sidestep left block I think is a pretty damn good option. So you can do either sidestep left block or power crush. Those two are pretty good options in my opinion, right? They're pretty good, but those do get beaten by options like the stance 2, for example, right? If you do a sidestep left block, this will catch you. That's a low and that tracks really well. You might think that you can do a sidestep left duck now, right? But if you do a sidestep left duck, the one option, I think down forward one option actually, that will catch you. So there are options here that the bear player has. Like this will catch you if you do a sidestep into a duck. That's why I usually said to do sidestep into block. So this won't catch you, right? But if you duck here, you will get hit. So you have to be careful about the options that you choose. If you duck, that's basically a low mix-up into this mix-up. Like these two mix each other up in this situation. So yeah, in that way you just have to pick and choose about what to do. The other thing they can also do is either a 1+2 and down forward 2, like for example, right? They have these options as well. So this bear stance down forward 2. And these options also track. You see that that's a tracking move. It doesn't track this side to the right, but it does track to the left. If you do a sidestep block quickly enough, you will block it though. But as I said, this is one of the reasons I don't recommend to do a sidestep duck. This might catch you if you duck. Right? So sidestep left block is gonna be your best option. But now you might be thinking, why go left instead of right if you avoid this to the right? That's because one of the other options, this is pretty common as well, is down 1+2. So down 1+2 is a very, very good bear move, and this will attract you if you go to the right, as you can see. But if you go to the left, you can avoid it, and this is the main reason you go left instead of going to the right. So you can actually avoid this and avoid everything else as well, like most things, right? You will avoid most things. This is the most important part because this is very annoying. This will counter launch you as well, and the frames on it is pretty good. It's -3, so it's pretty good frames. This is new, by the way, the -3 on this. I'll talk about the mind game after this later as well. And when it comes to the down 1+2, as I said, you have to step to the left and punish it with either a mid, right? Or you can also electric it. Electric is also possible, but it's gonna be a little bit weird. Because if you're too late with electric, sometimes you can't be late. A power crush might hit you, so it's better to do something fast. But you can technically electric it, yeah. Okay. Handsome specimen. Thank you for follow. So yeah, that's important. And other options, as I said, is down forward 2, and also another one, 1+2. And this will also track you. So if I try to sidestep here, this will track you. But the sidestep block, if you sidestep into a block, you'll block this. This is launch punishable. So it's important for you to know the frames on this, but it's also important for you to know that you cannot punish this. Very important. You see this pushback, I can't do anything. I cannot do anything about this. This move is way too strong in my opinion. Absolutely busted. Even back 2 whiffs. No punish whatsoever. Okay, down forward 4 works. But I've seen situations where even this whiffs. So I guess down forward 4 is like the best punish for this. Yeah, I'm guessing it is. There are some situations when this whiffs, but it's pretty consistent, I guess. I haven't really tried it myself. I should, probably. But yeah, down forward 4 is the most consistent one here. Let me try down back 1. Yeah, no. So yeah, down forward 4. Gonna be your most consistent punish on this -15 move, which really sucks because it's -15. But what can you do? And for people saying that you can electric this, technically you can, right? If you're fast enough. But the block stun is very weird here. Very, very weird. That was a punish, right? And you can't technically electric this. But it's very hard to electric because the block stun is weird and you don't actually know when to start the electric time. That was not a punish, for example, right? So be very careful about how we punish this. Be very, very careful. Alright. So that's about the 1+2. Oh, this move also has a lot of mid crushing. This. So be very careful about this. So if they do something like this, and let's say you mash, which I wouldn't recommend usually. Oh my god. Okay, I did not know that. If you mash something, it might crash something. Crush something. Like it will 100% crush every jab, and sometimes it crushes the mids as well, depending on the frames. But apparently it does this as well. Okay, I did not know this. I did not know this. Okay, I'm sorry. I have not tested this before. Now I know. Now you guys know as well. Holy hell. Okay. Hey, at least you don't get hit. Okay, you absorb it. I'm not too sure if they'll have enough frames to punish you. But, yeah. That's why I said usually either power crush or sidestep left. Sidestep left is a pretty good option as well. So, yeah. That's about that. There are other options as well. Like, as I said, this does not mean that the bear player automatically goes into the stance. One of the other common options, if they don't go into stance, is if you block this, they might do something like this to catch you stepping. Right? Sidestep left block, as I said. If you do this, they might catch you. But if you're fast enough, you will block this as well. Or they might do this into back forward too. This. Also to catch you stepping. So let me just showcase this, right? This, and then that. I did the sidestep left block, it did not catch me. But, if you're sidewalking, I don't know why it went to that space. If you're sidewalking, it will catch you. So that's why I said, absolutely sidestep left into a block. One of the best options here. It's pretty damn good. And as I said, it will also avoid down 1+2. It will also avoid the grab, the unbreakable grab, so that's great. And you will also block the tracking mid, because it's slow. So yeah, great option. Power Crush can also do that, especially if you're getting annoyed by something like this, right? The Power Crush is the best option when you're getting annoyed by this. Because if this hits you when you're trying to sidestep left, which happened to me a lot, then you Power Crush through it, right? Even though you can somewhat sidestep it, right, as I already showcased. Like that. Sometimes it just doesn't work and you just get hit instead. I think it depends on the range. But yeah, as I said, sidestep left block, it's good. Definitely good. And you will annoy the player, the bear player. Like you 100% will. One more thing about this, by the way. This is +3, right? As I mentioned, this is +3. There's another move that transitions into bear stance that's also +3. And that's while running 1+2. So while running 1+2 is exactly the same mind game as this. I already explained this mind game, right? So it's exactly the same. You can choose to do sidestep left block, you can choose to do a power crush here, and exactly the same options for bears, because they go into a stance. The only difference here is that if they don't go into stance, they're still plus. So this is +3 no matter if they go into this stance or not. While this is -3 if they don't. So that's the only difference. So something like this into this will catch you more because you have less time to sidestep. Same with this, right? This will catch your sidesteps a little bit easier. They can do stuff like this as well. This into like 2-1 check. This is the biggest difference. But if they go into a stance, the mind games are exactly the same. Absolutely exactly the same, more or less, right? There are some slight differences, but they don't matter that much. And when it comes to other moves that transitions into these stances, like for example this, the mind games here are very, very different because of the high plus frames. Like for example, this is +8, right? So your sidestep won't work as much as anymore. For example, this will 100% catch you, 100% if you try to sidestep. Also, this might catch you as well if you don't do a sidestep block fast enough. Not to mention the sidestep block might not even work. And this might track you as well, so it's very different. Very, very different. So you have to be very careful about how you choose your options here. It's better to just wait it out. Because especially in heat, this will counter hit you, right? And if this counter hits you in heat, you're gonna get damaged by a lot. A lot. So yeah, be careful about these plus frames like this. The other one, which also has high plus frames, is the heat smash. So heat smash, the Panda heat smash, not the Kuma one, goes into this stance and it's +13. So even more than the previous situation. So the mind games I mentioned is not a universal bear stance mind game solution, right? It's not universal. It's only for these two moves, this and this, when they go into a stance. Just because of the frames that they provide. Because the other moves that I already showed you guys, like this, +8, and the heat smash +13, they basically can, what's the word? You can think of them as pure mix-ups. Basically, they're pure mix-ups, more or less, right? You can still power crush through and beat some of the options, but more or less pure mix-ups, and you don't really have much of a choice here. Okay, now let's talk about some of the heat stuff. Oh, actually, before the heat stuff, I almost forgot. I want to talk about the charge up, this. So charge up this is not a Season 2 exclusive thingy, but I just want to talk about this. So for me, one of the best ways to deal with this charge up is via sidestep. So there are two ways to deal with it. Either mash, right? You press in between, get a counter hit. That's one. Or in between you sidestep. Preferably sidestep right. The sidestep left sometimes gets tracked. You can go to the left, but as you saw right there, sometimes you get hit anyway. But a slight sidestep to the right will always work. So sidestep right is one of the best options you have to deal with this. And when you do step this, always launch it. Always electric, right? Or whatever you have. Monkey, hello, blood monkey. There's your electric. So yeah, this is one of the best ways to deal with charge ups, and by charge ups I mean all of them. You can deal with even while staying 1-2 like this as well. Let me record this. Right? But yeah, usually, as I said, go right, not to the left. But it can work. Okay, that's one. That is one. But now the second thing. That's why I wanted to mention this before the heat. In heat, these charge ups are faster. Way faster. So if you compare something like this, if you look at the frames, that says 44. Right? 44 frames. Now if I go into heat and do the exact same thing, that's 35 now. So it speeds up by 9 frames. Exactly 9 frames. Now if you look at the bear stance 1-2, that's also 44. Now I'm gonna showcase the heat one. Now it's 33. So this one is even faster. This gets faster by 11 frames. So the charge up is way, way faster. So you have to be very, very precise with your sidesteps. So you can't wait a little bit and then sidestep anymore. You can without heat, but without it you cannot. So what I mean is for this, I can just wait a little bit and then sidestep. Right? I just waited and then sidestepped. But for the heat version, if I do exactly the same thing, I get hit, right? Just like I showcased. Live Laugh, thank you for the follow. Big thank you. But yeah, just like I showcased, if you do exactly the same thing and wait a little bit before you sidestep, you will get hit and you will get launched. You don't want this to happen. Which means that the moment you block this, you have to instantly sidestep. Instantly. Do not hesitate at all. You just have to have a read on this and instantly sidestep. There's no, I'm gonna wait a little bit, whatever, right? This is how we beat this, and it's exactly the same for the wall standing 1-2. Exactly the same. Now, since I talked about this and the heat version of the charge ups, let's just talk about heat in general. So in heat, I already talked about the heat smash, and the heat smash is technically steppable, right? This move. Wait 1 second. So you can step this, but it has very, very good tracking. It's possible, as I said. But the tracking on this is pretty damn good. And I would normally not advise you to step it too much. You can sidewalk it sometimes, but the tracking is good. I already showed you guys the mind game on block. Usually you'll block this, right? Usually. The plus 13 mind game is pretty damn strong, and usually you have to take it. You have to take the mix-up from their stats. Usually. So yeah, that's important to know. Now the second thing about heat. This is a Panda exclusive thing, right? Is that Panda gets a new throw. How do you do the throw? I actually forgot the input. The unbreakable throw. How did I forget the input? Wait 1 second. I actually forgot. Okay, wait. Let me just see it. I can't believe I forgot. There we go, this one. I'm pretty sure it is this one. The shooting star. No, that's during a barrel. This one. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. So that's down forward 1+3 or 2+4. Okay. Down back. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know every character. Yeah, this right here. So this is a new addition to Heat. And the Panda gets an unbreakable 15 frame throw here. So it's a 15 frames fast, it changes sides, it chips you a little bit by 10 damage, right? And the most important part about this is that bear players get a free 4-2-1 to here. Like, that's free, that's guaranteed. Which means if there's a wall, that's gonna wall splat you. This is a very, very big deal. Very big deal. So you have to be very aware of this sometimes. It's very hard to duck this because it's very fast and you can't react to it, right? It's basically a mix-up. But the one weakness this does have is that its range is not good, right? Weak range. Now let me tell you something that a lot of bear players do, and it's very, very cheap. To be honest, everything they do is cheap. But yeah, this is very cheap. So what they do is when they grab you here, they might grab you again. Do a double grab. Now why would they do this? You might ask. Let me just showcase the situation. Not this one, the other one. This one. The reason why they would do this is they're in this kind of situation, let's say, right? They're in heat. And you are the one at the wall. So they will do this. They'll do it again. And now they can wall splat you. Let me just demonstrate that. Wait 1 second. I messed up the wall splat. Just so you guys can like clearly see what happens. So this, do it again. Now this, that was guaranteed. Why was that not guaranteed? And it will wall splat you basically, right? I don't know why I'm messing that up so much. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Let me try it again, just one more time. I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Too much execution. There we go. So that will wall splat you. And when you get wall splat like that, the damage is pretty high. I don't remember the damage per se. I'm pretty sure the combo is something like when you get hit by this, right? I think it's something like this. Into this. Into that. I'm pretty sure this is the combo. So if you want to see how the full thing is gonna look like, let me just try it. Okay, let me just try it one more time. Something like this. So there we go. Right, that's 64 damage. So you are gonna take 64 damage if you get hit by this. So they do this in these kind of situations. Thankfully I did do it once just so I can showcase the full thing. And this is a mix-up. So one situation is that when you get hit by this is already guaranteed, right? But they don't take it, they just mix you up. So what they do, good bear players will do this as well, I've seen Rancho do it multiple times, is that they will basically grab you here, and if you duck, they do this. That's a pure mix-up. They either hop kick you or grab you again. You guys know what I meant when I say it was super cheap, right? Super cheap. So it's a pure mix-up. You cannot do anything. You either duck the grab, which is a high, unbreakable, you can't do anything about it, or get hit by the hop kick. So this is just good for you, everyone to know, and to just realize that it exists. Very important. Because most bear players, by the way, if they don't know that you know this, they will just do a double throw. They will not mix you up with a hop kick. The only reason Rakshu does the mix-up is because he's playing against someone like Chikurin, for example, right? And Chikurin knows this. He knows and he ducks. And if he ducks, he gets hit by a hop kick. That's a mix-up. But most bear players will assume you don't know this. Most of them. Unless you showed them that you know it, obviously, right? So yeah, this is great to know. Very, very good to know. And it's very important to realize that you have to duck sometimes because, you know, you get wall splatted. It's not a fun time. Definitely not. But yeah, I think that's about it for Panda. I'm pretty sure that's about it for Panda. Now let's talk about Kuma. So Kuma has a slightly different stuff. Obviously the sidestep 1+2 is exactly the same, wall running 1+2, like all of that stuff is the same. The only difference is in heat. And the big difference here is the existence of heat electrics. Right, this is the biggest difference. So one difference is in the neutral. In the neutral, you have to worry about this high crushing, because this has high crushes. It will even crush electrics. So be very, very careful about throwing out either electrics or highs in general, like jabs. This will crush you, it will hurt. 1. 2. The charge up of this electric is very, very important. Because while the normal electric is +5 with pushback, right? +5 pushback. The charge up is +9. Even though the pushback is there, it's still +9. And the +9 is very, very important here because one of the most common follow-ups bear players do here is this into this. Very, very common, insanely common follow-up. And what this does, is that this checks you from doing literally anything. Right? Literally anything. This into this. Let me just record it. So I can showcase it. Do this. There we go. Because if you try to sidestep after this +9, you will just get hit. You don't have the frames to even touch your sidestep button slightly. There's no sidestep block happening here, right? You are gonna get hit. That's 1. 2 is that if you try anything as well, let's say I try to press the button, counter it launcher. Or if I try to power crush, counter it launcher. Lily can step it. Okay, I'm not talking about Lily here. I didn't even know that. But yeah, most characters will not be able to do anything about this. You can't even backdash it, by the way. Most of the time, it's gonna be very hard to backdash. Right? It depends on the range that the electric hits you. If the electric hits you a little bit far, let's say something like this, then you can backdash it. But if the electric hits you from close up, you can't backdash it. So most of the time when this gets blocked, you just have to, I don't know. If you think the range is enough, you can try backdashing it, but you have to be ready for it. Because it recovers quite quickly. You have to be ready for this kind of punish. So if you're backdashing a lot, be ready for something like this and punish it. This is the best way to deal with this, by the way, a single backdash. But as I said, you have to be ready for it, and you have to like backdash into a whiff punish. And you have to be ready for the whiff punish as well, because this recovers quickly and they're far away. Sometimes you have to dash it. Just like I dashed in right there. Or you can also do a single electric sometimes, right? If you want to play it safe, dash it into it. You have some time. You can also do some other punishments as well. Let's say you're in heat. Like, this all depends on you, right? If you're in heat and you want a different punisher, you can also forward too, because it's a launcher. But yeah, this is on you. But the important part is for you to realize that this is a mind game. And the mind game here also means that they might change their options up. And when they change their options up, usually what they go for is this, usually. So I already talked about this, right? This move. It has exactly the same mind game as this. Very, very similar. What I didn't say is that this move is also a semi-tracking move. This tracks really, really well. You cannot step this most of the time. In the neutral, this is very, very hard to step. Possible, but very hard. That's one of the main reasons this move is so damn strong. It's very, very strong because of this. Because it's very hard to step. Maybe Lily can step it very well, but for me as a Kazuya player, this hits me most of the time. And you just have to be careful, right? Sometimes you just have to say that, okay, I will block this and I'll just take the mind game. And I'll just play the mind game, you know? Because it's very hard to deal with. Sometimes you can power crush through it, sometimes I do that. But yeah, just have to be aware of this. Very, very strong move. Okay, anything else Season 2 stuff that I may have forgotten? I'm pretty sure I did cover everything about Season 2. I didn't cover literally everything, obviously, because I'm not talking about the whole characters. But this should be helpful no matter what. The charge-ups I covered, the heat charge-ups I also covered. And, yeah. As I said, the mix-ups, like these mix-ups, they will get enhanced in heat because of the 1-2 being enhanced, right? This is just like obvious stuff. The mid-mid heat engager. Oh, this. Yeah. I mean, the only thing about this is also new, right? This used to be -11. The big thing that changed with this, about how you deal with this anyway, is that you have to punish it with -10 now instead of -11. So 1-1-2 instead of back 1-2, for example, or whatever character you are playing. Other than that, this is very hard to deal with, because in the neutral, they even try to confirm it sometimes, right? It's not that confirmable, but you can confirm it via situation. Yeah, they can also whiff it mid-screen, and then still continues, right? And yeah, a lot of stuff about this, but the way to deal with this is like, it's very iffy. You usually block this. If it hits you, it's a heat engager. You will not be able to sidestep this most of the time. It's going to be very hard to sidestep. So yeah, you will usually block this, and you have to punish it every single time. 10 framer, right? 100% of the time, you punish it. It sucks for some characters, because not everyone has a good 10 frame punish. Like Mishima 112 is pretty good. But yeah. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. There might be some minor stuff, but yeah, hopefully I'm not forgetting anything too important. And everyone on YouTube, thanks for watching. Big thank you. I am sorry if I forgot something, but what can I do? I can't remember everything. And hopefully it was helpful. Till the next one.